and Wendy.
Hi, everyone. I am going to continue painting my mission, just so you can see the types of things I do. And then later I am going to put on some finishing touches, including some bells. Everyone is going to get bells for their mission. And to show you what some of the other finishing touches look like, and how you can do things like add rocks or sand or other types of stuff to your mission. You can make it look really good if you make sure you do it early and don't leave it to the last night. Okay, so I'm going to turn off the sound and this will probably be fast forwarded. Bye.
En el tronco de un árbol una niña grabó su nombre henchida de placer y el árbol conmovido.
And Wendy.
Hi, everybody. Just a couple more ideas on finishing your mission. Or a lot of these can also be used for the native villages. So from the last time, you can see I've added a little bit of green just to, like, usually in ground, there's some green ground cover. And for most of these colors, if you notice while I was painting, I mixed them. They're not like exactly what comes out of the bottle. So this is actually green plus a little bit of brown and a little bit of gray, just to get the right color. So don't be afraid to mix colors together. We will be giving, if you come to one of our help sessions on the 12th or the 14th of this month, so that's Saturday the 12th or Monday the 14th, because you guys get that day off of school, then you'll be able to mix some of the paints and get some help on how to mix paints to get the color that you want. I also, as I said before, put some blue paint in my fountain to make it look a little bit more like a pond or a fountain. And then you can see we have one bell. And I will show you how I put the bells in. There's a couple different ways you could do it, and just some other little detail things that you can do to just, have fun with your mission and make it a little bit more real. So one thing is I got a bunch of rocks from outside, little rocks. You can also do this with sand. I wouldn't recommend it with anything that's going to dry out like leaves or just dirt, but rocks and sand work well with this. So you're going to want to just use some glue, and you can glue down some rocks, and it adds a sort of three-dimensional quality to stuff. And just brings the whole thing to life just a little bit more. Okay, and you can do as much or as little of that as you want. And they really are from outside because they're dirty. Some other things to talk about are some bells. So everyone should have gotten some of these bells either in this little bag or in a bag that's labeled with the name of your mission. And what you can, if you didn't get them, please let me know and we will find some way of getting you some bells. They do come in different sizes, but the littlest ones are the easiest to work with. So they look like this. And every mission has at least 3 bells. And you guys could look up the reason for that. So I actually use the T-pins, but you could also use you could also use a toothpick or any kind of stick. So I put the bell on a pin, and then I push it in on one side of where I want it to go so that it just sort of hangs there. I make sure the pin is kind of flat so it doesn't bang into the bell. And then I take another pin. And if you need more of these, let Miss Hook know. She will be able to hand out some more. And then put a pin in the other way through the bell. See, the other way. And so now it's actually attached on both sides. And if you mess around a little bit with it, the bell should be able to sort of hang and ring still. So now I have 2 bells. I need to put in my 3rd bell. And then other things. You can make your own greenery, but I am not that talented. So I managed to find a place to get a bunch of little tiny trees and bushes. Okay, these are going to be available at our help sessions, and whatever doesn't get taken at our help sessions will be available after the 14th at school. And so as you can see, they're like little bushes and trees, and they're just the right size. So like you could put this right there, and now you have a nice tree to go in your mission, or you could put some flowers in here. And again, these are available online. Some of things like this are available at craft stores. I haven't seen any in the dollar store. Okay, but they are around and they do help. You may want to glue it in or secure it better. Some other things that are going to be available at the help session, or you can make these yourself if you want to. It's actually really fun to do that. But I just want to give people some options, is that we have some wooden fences, which was a very common thing that was used to pin in animals or like chickens or things like that. So there's a little wooden fence and you can actually put that in. So that looks like this. And that just adds a little bit more reality. You know, it's not real, but you know, it's fun. And then if you can find small little toy figures like this, my fence has fallen over. Got a fence, and then of course the fence is a little too big for this cow. But here's a little cow that still has all of its plastic things attached because it came in a set. We don't need that on its head or that on its tummy. It just like hooks. Hold on. Technical difficulties. So there's a cow, and again, that's probably going to need some glue or something to stay. And I found, although it was very hard to find, some little figures that are Native people that are the correct size. And but these are really, really, really hard to find, and I don't have enough for everybody. But you're welcome to look at what the size of these is. I will bring them. I may paint a couple of them even. But if you can ask Miss Hook, or if you have Play-Doh at home, or some of this terracotta clay that Miss Hook should have in class, you can actually make little figures out of this, little people, other animals, maybe a little friar or monk to go in. But remember, most of the people who lived and worked and created the missions were Native people. So this is La Parisima, and most of the people here would have been Chumash people. So remember, these are places where built by Native Americans, Native American people lived here. In La Parisima, it would have been mostly Chumash people. And yes, there were Spanish people there, sometimes with guns, sometimes they prevented people from running away. But most of the people doing the work at the mission and building the mission itself were Native people. So just remember that. Okay, some other things is that if it's a mission, you're going to need some crosses. So I did not order any. So everybody's got to make their own crosses. So you can use all sorts of different things. I have seen all kinds of different possibilities. This is a stick. Okay, I'm going to make a cross out of sticks. Okay, and you can do this any way you want. You could use popsicle sticks. You could use some of these. I've seen people use these pins and then cover it with clay. So you can use a couple of these pins to make a cross and then cover it with clay so that it's a little larger. Be careful though, because they're sharp. You can use glue, you can tie it together with string, or like dental floss works great for these types of things. I only have green dental floss, so it's not going to look great if I use dental floss. But I suggest gluing it and then tying it. So I'm going to go find some string. Brief intermission. Found it. Sorry. So this is just dental floss. I found white dental floss, yay. Okay, so I'm actually going to tie this together. And again, you can use a stick from a plant outside. You can use any kind of thing really to make your own cross. And this goes for, creating the plants or creating the fountain or anything like that. I do actually have a couple of pre-made plastic fountains if you really want one. But I actually think making them out of clay looks better because I don't think they had any precast fountains at the actual missions, because how would they have gotten to California? If they would have had to make them themselves. I think mostly they had wells and well water. And so that would have looked much, much simpler than a fancy fountain. Although nowadays the missions as they stand today often do have beautiful fountains and beautiful gardens. I really like Mission Santa Barbara is really beautiful if you ever get the chance to visit it. Mission San Carlos Borromeo del Carmelo, that's in the little town of Carmel, is really, really pretty. But a lot of the missions, I actually went to high school right next to Mission San Jose. My high school was named Mission San Jose. So I have been there several times. Okay, so now I have my little cross, and usually that would be at the very top of a mission. So you can put that into the foam, okay? And often they would be in many other places scattered. So you could make one to go in your garden, in the patio area inside. You can make one to go all over the place. There's always a lot of crosses as the symbol of Christianity. Okay, I think that's it. Good luck, guys, in creating your own mission. And I hope you have a wonderful time and have fun with it. But don't leave it to the last minute. Bye-bye.